Welcome to my new video, and today we'll talk about the gubernatorial race that will happen this year, the primaries, and also the general election, but I'll be focused right now in the general election. The primaries will cover primary by primary. We saw yesterday, this video will be released on Wednesday. Yesterday, on Tuesday, we got the beautiful live stream about Texas and also of North Carolina and Arkansas. And the question was, Thalerico won in Texas, Cornyn won in the Republican side, but we'll go to a runoff with Paxton, so he won the first round, but that doesn't matter as well. And in the Democratic side, Thalerico, in North Carolina, Cooper and Watley, as was expected, and Tom Cotton in Arkansas. And as I just want to say to you, we'll have a more detailed video about it on Friday. Don't forget to tune in to that video. Right now, I'm going to talk about gubernatorial race because it's a very important topic that we're not mentioning in a long time. So now let's go to, let's start with the map. The map is this one. Let's go governors 2026. So this is the governors are up for re-election. You know, New Hampshire and Vermont, always the same thing. It occurs. So we have basically two states that have governor elections each 2 years, and right now we are gonna have Republicans win in both. Kelly Ayotte in New Hampshire, Phil Scott, if I'm not mistaken, in Vermont. So that is expected. Those are our Democratic states, usually in presidential and senatorial levels, but in terms of governors, it's a little bit different. And right now we have two Republicans winning, even though many MAGA Republicans don't like Kelly Ayotte in New Hampshire, nor Phil Scott in Vermont. They say they are rhinos, but that also applies to the Democratic Party sometimes. So in California, I'll leave California for the last because it's still a very competitive race. Surprisingly, we'll have a special video about it, I don't know, 2 weeks from now or so. This is a very important moment because California goes into jungle primaries. Every candidate, that doesn't matter the party, goes into a unique primary, and then we'll have the two that are voted the most to go to a runoff, so-called runoff, in November, and that will be the decision. Because right now we have two Republicans ahead in the polls, but okay, let's just the Democratic side. I think Colorado, New Mexico, Illinois, Pennsylvania with Josh Shapiro is not a toss-up at all. Josh Shapiro won by in the landslide last time. He's expected to win again because he's very popular in Pennsylvania as governor, and now he's gonna win again. I mean, look at this map. He even won Berks County here, also Luzerne County and Cumberland County. This is very Republican areas. Not very, but it's still more Republican. And Beaver County around here, Pittsburgh area. A lot of working class people that voted for Trump in 2024, but he voted for Josh Shapiro because Doug Mastriano was a little bit abandoned by the Republican Party, and that's why this happened. But also because Josh Shapiro was such a great candidate. I don't know why Kamala Harris didn't choose him for vice president, but okay, that's a matter for another topic. And now in New York, Kathy Hochul is gonna win the race. So I think that's my prediction here. Maybe she can be primered. That's why my people has been saying, because she has a lot of divergences. For example, Mayor of New York, Zohran Mamdani, because Mamdani wants to tax the rich and she doesn't. And maybe she can get primered by some of the liberal guys. But yeah, I don't think that will happen. If it happens, probably she'll win that. Can be close, but I think she will win. Republicans, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, Oklahoma, Nebraska, South Dakota, Wyoming, Idaho, and Alaska, also Iowa, to be honest. Even though Iowa can be slightly more competitive, but Maryland to the Democrats, Connecticut to the Democrats, Rhode Island, Massachusetts as well, Maine for the Democrats. Even though Maine governor is retiring, Janet Mills, I think she cannot run again. I'm not so sure about it, but she's now retiring in Maine, and she will run for Senate, Janet Mills. But we already mentioned that race a lot of times, Janet Mills and Platter in Maine. Will they win? Who is going to be the nominee for the Democratic Party, and who will run against Susan Collins in November? In Oregon, it will be the Democratic Party. In Arizona, Katie Hobbs is probably going to win again. I mean, it's very expected, and I still give the advantage. Carrie Lake was such a terrible candidate in 2022. I mean, how can this be possible? That's really the question, because this was a Republican year, at least supposed to be the Republican year, and she was able to lose this, and that was really disappointing for the Republican Party. And right now, they might lose it again. Greg Abbott is going to win in Texas. I mean, Texas can be competitive for the Senate. We'll have a video discussing that on Friday. But I mean, for the gubernatorial race, I think Greg Abbott, the incumbent, will probably win because he's winning constantly with a much better margin, and that's why I think even against Beto O'Rourke. But Beto O'Rourke hype was over in 2018 when he lost for Senate. A very competitive race, undoubtedly, but it was not enough. In Minnesota, it will go to the Democrats, even though it can be competitive because Tim Walz is retiring. In Wisconsin, to the Democrats as well, even though it could be very competitive because Wisconsin, Tony Evers is retiring as well. But I would still give the advantage to the Democrats considering the environment. Let's just check here Michigan, because Michigan could be very, very competitive. It's such a wonderful a wonderful thing in the Democratic primary. Benson is expected to win, but you go to the Republican primary and James is expected to win as well. If you go to the general, we don't have general here, I don't know why, but it's expected right now to be for the Republicans, because we'll have an independent running. It's a Democrat, but he will run as independent. I think it's mayor of Detroit, and that's why he was mayor of Detroit, and that's why Michigan will probably stay red, because of the dispersion, a lot of votes are going to get split between those two candidates of the Democratic Party, even though one is running as independent. Ohio will stay for the Republicans. Probably Vivek Ramaswamy is going to win there, even though it could be competitive. Nevada will go to the Democrats, even though, yeah, Lombardo is very popular. He's slightly popular, but Trump has a lot of problems now inside Latino population in Vegas, also in Washoe County, Reno. Those are two big communities of Latinos, and now they're shifting to the Democratic side. Also yesterday in the primary in Texas, we saw that happening as well in the Rio Grande Valley. So this might be the warning sign for the Democrats right now. I'm sorry, for the Republicans right now in Nevada. Then Kansas, I think it will be very competitive, but the Republicans will win. Laura Kelly is incumbent. She cannot run again. That's why, and she just won by 2 points. This was an amazing win. I mean, Kansas is a Democrat, it's a Republican plus 20 state in terms of presidential elections. So this was an amazing win by her, even though she's now going to lose. I'm sorry, she can't run for re-election. That's why she will lose this. OY is going to go to the Democrats. Now Georgia and Florida. Florida will go to the Republicans. Doesn't matter. Donalds is going to win in Florida for the Republican Party in the primary, if I'm not mistaken. We also have a fishback in the Republican side to attempt to be the nominee, but I still think Donald's going to win there in Florida. And in Georgia, I think the Democrats may win the race because it's a swing state in transition to be more Democratic, and I suspect even the climate, and given the fact that John Ossoff's probably going to win the Senate by the Democratic Party, going to be reelected, this will help the Democratic gubernatorial candidate. And now we'll just have California left, and I think it will go Democratic. Why? Because, I mean, California, you may think it's Democratic all the time. Yeah, but this is a different point. Why? Because Democrats right now in the polls in California, maybe I can check it here. So as you can see here, we have 2 Republicans ahead. But there was a thing by the Democratic Party in California saying that the ones that have the lowest percentage, they might quit so we can have a Democratic governor. That's what they said. So this may happen. That's what I'm counting to give Democratic California to the Democrats. Even if it may win Republican, it will be an amazing thing for the Republicans, yes, but it will probably get out of office quick because of a referendum. They may happen and they'll be out of office. I mean, guys, this was the video. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This is my full prediction as of right now. Don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll be back on Friday with another very important video, an update and the final verdict and analysis of the Texas and North Carolina and Arkansas primary. Thank you.